Hello ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. And it's funny because a lot of my videos apparently will be done in the car for a short period of time. Doing it in the house won't necessarily be an option for a certain period of time, except for the ASMR stuff. Now, the haves and the have-nots. When I tell you, I'm kind of glad I had foolishness like this to watch, because I did watch When They See Us on Netflix about the Central Park 5. I'll talk about that, but that is so draining. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to talk about that or not. But let's jump to what matters most. Veronica went to the house because she did not believe Madison. It's a good thing she didn't believe Madison. It's a very good thing she did not believe Madison. She went over and people were thinking, is it Justin? Is it Jeffrey? Who's going to open the door? Technically, it was both of them. I said, I'm not surprised, but I am still over it. You understand? I'm not surprised, but I'm still over it. And over it. And it's annoying because I wanted at least Justin to get got, but that would have been too much. So Veronica's pissed because Veronica's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Jeffrey is upset because he had a gun up to his head, and so Veronica's hearing all of this, and so she's able to get Jeffrey out of there because Jeffrey wants to go, and Justin's over it, and Veronica just keeps calling Justin, you know what, girl, I got your number, girl, and Justin shuts the door on her. Now we fast forward to the parking lot. And before we get to the parking lot, we have to talk about David. David, he's looking at what he's thinking is his son dead here in the hospital on this gurney, and that's not the case. You know what is the case, though? You know what is the case? Some other black dude with his eyes plopped open like that. And I'm just thinking, Madison, I understand. Madison, no, I understand. I do understand, because you were afraid for your friend. You thought something happened to your friend. We get that. We understand that. We truly do. What we don't understand is the fact that you didn't do your due diligence. The people at the hospital didn't do their due diligence. It was everyone's fault. So David is so pissed because he was thinking his son is dead. He kept telling his son not to deal with this dude, then his son is dead. Now he finds out that not only is his son not dead, his son's supposed friend that was supposed to have his back was the one to tell him this misinformation. So he said, Madison, you're fired. He wanted to say another F word, but he said fired. I said, okay. And so Madison's just apologizing. Thankfully, he has his friend, the other nurse, who's there to go and comfort him. But now David, he goes and jets off because David's not dumb. He understands, okay, if Jeffrey's not here, then let me go back to Justin's house. Now, Veronica actually has Jeffrey's car blocked in. And the problem with that is there's this woman who just wants to go. She just wants to leave her apartment, or maybe she's visiting. No, it's her apartment. Or at least she has an apartment there. And she wants to go. And so she's trying to ask Veronica, can you move your car? And Veronica looked at her like, who are you talking to? Veronica is a mess. Veronica definitely had that look of, who are you talking? Who the hell are you? Do you know who I am? Do you? No, clearly you don't. And so she was like, excuse me, well, do I need to go and call security? Veronica's like, call security. That woman ran off. She ran off to get, the ground security. While that's happening, Veronica's trying to check on Jeffrey, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And yeah, like I said, Jeffrey admitted that, yeah, Justin did pull a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. he's still here. And Veronica's just like, no, you're not going back with him. And he was like, well, I'm not going with you. So move your car, Mom. Move your car. I'm not dealing with this with you. So now you want to go and be all... that's the thing. At the end of the day, she's still a mother. No matter how awful of a person she is still a mother. She's still a mother. She's still a parent. And so that kicked in once she thought something really bad happened to her child. And Jeffrey's over because he's like, no, I don't want to deal with this. Here comes Justin, because Justin, remember, he's suspended. He's suspended from his job of being a police officer. And so now he's essentially the apartment security guy. And Veronica was loving that, like, oh, so you're no longer an officer, I see. He said, I'm going through a probational period. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, girl, what you're not going to do is, interact with my son, do anything else with my son. You know what? I'm going to have your butt. I am going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy you. Now, there was a little bit of a back and forth. And at one point, because Justin was like, you already took everything from me. You already did this, that. She was like, oh, well, guess what? I'm going to keep on doing it because you're this, you're that. And at one point, Justin actually goes, slaps Veronica. Pimp slaps Veronica. When I tell you, I looked at Jeffrey like, okay, now, Jeffrey, I know you stabbed her yourself. I know you did that, Jeffrey. I'm going to need for you to move a little bit faster than what you're moving. I know that you are stunned, but you can't be stunned by this man who pulled the trigger on you. I don't care if that woman is borderline the she-devil. Did she help birth you? Okay, then. You better move. So Jeffrey finally was like, what are you doing? But it took him a moment, and I was upset about that. Even though I don't like Veronica, I was still upset about that. And at this whole point now, the woman who just wants to leave, she's just like, oh, I'm gonna call the real police, and runs off. Because now Veronica is hitting Justin with his purse. Jeffrey is trying to fight Justin. Here comes David. He pulls up. Mind you, all of their cars are black. That's something I didn't notice. And he was like, what is going on? And so he throws Jeffrey and Justin. And so Veronica was like, David, yeah, it's good you're here. That girl went and hit me. That girl hit me. And how dare she? And I said, okay, this is doing a lot. Yeah, and how dare she? And the nerve of her. And David kind of looked at her like, look, I'm not trying to focus on you right now, because remember, David just thought that his son was killed. Then he found out that his son most likely isn't killed. And so now he's just trying to figure out, is everything okay with his son? Which means that Veronica, he doesn't have much time for you. And Veronica was upset about that, because then David borderline restrained Veronica. And I said, okay, David, this is like one of the few times where you really don't know what's going on. And I'm on Veronica's side. So Veronica is pissed, and she storms off because she's just like, oh, okay. So I told you, I warned you about that girl over there, and you didn't want to listen. So because of that, now our son could have been dead. But I got something for all of you. And so she storms off. David is trying to get Jeffrey to come home, and Jeffrey said, okay, I'll come to your house, but I'm not making any promises. I'm not going to live there. It was like, okay, because Jeffrey felt like, why are you going and doing all this to me when you're still entertaining foolishness with Mom? And David kept trying to tell Jeffrey, I can't tell you what's going on here. And David did threaten Justin again, like, trust me, this isn't over. So now that part is done, but Veronica is pissed. So Veronica actually went and she went to the police department. There's this new guy there, and unfortunately, he had the displeasure of having to deal with Veronica for the first time. And Veronica was saying, excuse me, I want Officer Justin, whatever. I want him arrested. Well, what's going on? You see, he hit me here. I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't really see anything. Hello, you see, here. I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but anyway, you have to fill out paperwork if you want us to, you know, eventually. It's like, no, I did fill out paperwork. I already went to the courthouse. I got the restraining order. I got all of that. I just need for you to actually go and do your job. Are you new here? Yes, I am new. Okay, well, get me someone who isn't new. And so he gets, I think we might have seen this guy before, actually, because he was like, oh, hi, Miss Harrington. It's just like, great. Can you help me? Yes. What can I do for you? I need you to arrest. We need, you know, you need to tell me what happened. What's going on? He hit me. I got the restraining order. I got all of this stuff. You just need to arrest him, or else I can go and make things very difficult. And he said, no. We'll go and arrest him. Thank you. I said, you know what? Veronica gets on my nerves, but she's effective. She gets the job done. She surely does. And once that's settled, we then have her go and make a call, because I said, oh, it's not over. Because she was asking information she wasn't supposed to know. Like, all right, let me know when he gets there. No, you're going to let me know when he gets here. Not only are you going to let me know when he gets here, you're going to let me know that it's here, right? He's coming back here. You're bringing him here? Okay. She hops on the phone in the corner and tells her people, okay, get like 4 or 5 of your peoples. 4 or 5. Tell them to get arrested. I'll pay you $5,000 each. No, stupid. $5,000 for you to split with everyone else. Get arrested. I'll bail you out. You just need to go and beat up this guy for me. You need to rough him up, toughen him up. If he dies, he dies. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But you need to go and do this. You got it? And I said, see, Veronica gets on my nerves, but like I said, she's effective. Finally, someone. Now, Madison eventually gets to the house. Jeffrey is there, and so Jeffrey has to let him in. Jeffrey learns that Madison's being fired because Madison thought that it was Jeffrey that got shot. Jeffrey acknowledged, actually, I did get shot, but I wasn't hurt. He did pull a gun on me, and it was so loud. And he was like, let me at least check your ear out. You could have permanent hearing loss. Like, and why are you still entertaining? Madison, you're right, but Jeffrey isn't listening to anyone. So you're just gonna have to go and pray for him and love from afar. So he goes upstairs to get his stuff. Jeffrey's kind of irritated. He was like, you know what? Because Madison was saying how, oh, at least we could have been good together. And Jeffrey's like, but you don't know me. You don't know what I want and all that stuff. He was like, well, I know you like the bad boys. He was like, all right, get your stuff and go. David eventually comes back to the house, and David needs to talk to his son and let his son know that, hey, there are things you are not aware of. There are things regarding your mom that you don't know about. When I tell you that I am handling things and it's not what it appears, and that you just have to trust me, and like, where are you going? What are you doing? Because Jeffrey wants to leave. He doesn't want to hear any of that. Well, and we can move on to the Criers. The Criers, Jim and Catherine, well, Catherine is still trying to find Broderick. Broderick isn't calling her because Broderick's preoccupied. Jim is trying to get $75,000 in order to pay off the Malones. He doesn't have it. He only has $3,000. He checked in his account. So what a huge fall from grace. He has to ask Catherine to get the money out, and Catherine loved it. She was like, you don't have that. Oh, But Catherine doesn't trust him because Catherine feels like, is it for his horse? He said, no, it's because your son messed with them alone, and so now we have to pay restitution to make sure that he doesn't get killed. While that's happening, we also have Wyatt. He sees RK. RK comes back, and RK, he invites himself in. For some reason, their door is unlocked, so they're able to go into the house. I said, oh my gosh. Jim comes downstairs and was like, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm here because your son. And Wyatt was like, oh yeah, I need a friend because I'm bored, but you don't know him. Yeah, but I mean, the enemy of my enemy, whatnot. RK gives back the keys. He's being a little annoying. And once he leaves, he convinces Wyatt to get one of Catherine's watches that's worth like $6,000. And surprisingly, RK had the drugs for Wyatt. I don't know what it was mixed with, because I said, that does not look right. And he's gonna go and be his little drug mule for now. That, you know, it's going to be short-lived. Speaking of RK, back at the hotel, Roderick is over it, because Roderick, he's just thinking about how his life could be over. He ran a great scam, but his life could be over because the FBI dude, the White House dude, talked to, what was it, the state attorney general, whatever his title is, and told the guy, I have so much information, dude, you have no idea. She has been running cons, as in Candace, has been running cons for years, and there's video surveillance of all of it. Not only is there video surveillance of all of it, we have a big fish. There's a guy named Jim, and he looks like the biggest con, and he lost a lot from her, so we can use him to destroy her. I'm thinking that may not work out the way that you think it will, contrary to popular belief. While that's happening, we see that the same Fed dude is trying to go and convince RK into like a threesome with him, Rocky, and another girl. I'm thinking, what? And RK heard that $10,000 and said, you know, Rocky, we're gonna steal from this dude, so it's all good. And Rocky's down for it for now. He doesn't really realize that it's a setup. Roderick knows that it's a setup. He's just trying to lay low, and it's just a mess. The whole dynamic is a mess. When you do foolery, it comes back on you. Let's see, what else happened? Candace doesn't know yet that her world is going to come crumbling down, because she goes to Charles's house. Charles isn't letting her know about the messes going on in New York. He's trying to have some faith, and he's saying how they're great together. She's saying how they're great together, and how, you know, she's helping him with the loss of his wife. He's helping her with the loss of her kids. I mean, it would be a perfect match. She could be a mother to the kids. Well, she can learn how to be a great mother and wife, and he can learn how to be a great husband. Well, apparently he probably was a good husband. So he just needs a wife. But she has no idea, and she's happy. She's really happy. And I said, dang it, Candace, dang it. We were so close. But that was it. Because the episode ends with Hannah and Benny going to, the bank, and they're signed off on everything. They're gonna transfer the money, but somehow they have nothing in the bank. They actually are overdrawn by $4,000. I don't know who took the money. I don't think it was the Malones. I don't know if it was Jim who went and superseded whatever Catherine was trying to do, which is possible. It's possible it could have been Jim trying to do some work around because he didn't trust them. But whoever took it, because I don't think it was Candace either. That's why I'm like, but who would have taken the money? Who? The feds? Who? Anyway, that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. New ASMR video this week. Stay tuned for that. Thanks.